This time I'd like to make a video about parallel realities and about the general truth about everything. Actually, I'm just going to start talking. Most people today are indoctrinated with the so-called Western sciences, official scholar education, or indoctrination. It's more precisely, it's indoctrination. The people are indoctrinated today in the schools, and it is believed to be a preparation to become an active member of society, where it's just a preparation to become a slave of the system, a preparation to become a well-paid slave if you want to go the academic career or academic trajectory. Then you get a higher wage, but you're still a slave. My mother's a child and youth psychiatrist, but she also has to work 4 days a week, 9 hours. So it's 9 hours for 4 days, or for most people it's 5 days. They have to work 8 or more hours a day. You are bounded by your activity, by your working contract. And we produce so many goods today that we could be actually, if we would invest this energy into making it more agreeable life, into making it more nice, you could be living in a paradise. If you would focus on creating goods that are durable and that we actually need, and not to be sold on every second year, every year, and every second year, every fifth year, depending on which products you choose. You have to keep buying. But if we put the economy at the needs of the people, at the feet of the people, as an example, then it would be like in the Third Reich. But just imagine the Third Reich, on the people that know the truth about the Third Reich, that it was the beginning of a free society, a free compound interest free society, an interest-free society, where the state was not obliged and indebted to the Rothschild cartels, Zionist cartels in the background that dictate then the affairs of the state by being indebted to them. Yeah, the central bank tells practically the state what to do, to invest, to close down, to give out more money, to give out less money. Yeah, the state borrows the money from the central bank at interest rates, and then has to repay that debt after so many years with the interest on top of it. But it cannot repay that interest because it's not within the system. This debt that is generated cannot be repaid with the available money that is within the system. So they enslave us in this manner. But the general population is indoctrinated in such a fashion that they believe Darwinism, evolution, is factual, that we evolved from apes. Although there are no in-between species, there is no one single shred of evidence proving that there are apparently species that are trying to cross to a different species as they theoretically put out to be. So I believe in the intelligent design theory, in creationism. Yeah, I believe that we are designed, that our bodies, our DNAs are so complex that it's created by some creator God or creator godly families. And then if you talk to these people and you tell them about this, just think about it, it's not possible for atoms to collide and to create these superstructures that we know as the DNA, that is DNA, the basic foundations of genetics and life, the programmation of life. Although there is a higher dimensional aspect to it as well, the soul that inhibits the body has also a large influence on the development of the body. That's what they call the so-called karma. The law of karma states that what you sow you will eventually get back. So if you sow hatred, you will get back hatred from the people. If you sow positivity, love, light energies, building energies, building that support, you will get that back. That is what Jesus said in the Bible, treat the others like you would treat yourself. And that's how you should live. And if everyone would do this, we would be living in a Valhalla on earth. Yeah, but the original topic was now parallel universes. I don't talk of parallel universes, I talk of parallel dimensions. According to the Vedas, there are 14 different dimensions, 7 light dimensions and 7 dark dimensions. Dark meaning not evil, but in the dark dimensions, the entities have the freedom of choice not to believe in God, or to live their own lives as they want to live their own, or exist in their own ways. So even God grants that, according to the Vedas. There are at least 13, 12, 14 different dimensions, I believe, at least according to the Vedas. According to other sources, it's 7, 8, or 11, 12. No matter, there are different parallel dimensions, and we are practically the densest dimension, where the positive other world and the negative other world can influence. The higher dimensional world of Gaia, or the Earth, is Gaia. There are multiple planes of existence, since they exist at the same space, but in a different frequency. Pretty much like you would take a TV and go to another channel, you can theoretically look to the other dimension if you raise your inner vibratory frequency. So this is possible. And there's technology that allows that, but it's being suppressed by the Zionist elites, by the shadow government. Even anti-gravitics is possible. The Germans mastered anti-gravitics in the 1930s. It was practically, the Third Reich was practically a secretly spacefaring civilization. It was all done in secret. And the shadow government of the United States also has anti-gravitic spacecraft. You just have to Google to TR3B as an example. Those are the crafts that they use. Probably have other crafts as well. You just have to research all of this. But if you talk about the general populace that is programmed with the X-Files, or CSI Miami, CSI New York, or all those series depicting doctors, depicting policemen, depicting criminal investigators, or JAG, where apparently they really care about each and every one of your victims, and they do their best to solve the problem. But the fact is, the most victims in society are not, the most crimes in society are never solved. Most murders are never solved. So it just happens, you get murdered, and the police practically investigate it, and at the end it's just put at into the case files. Yeah? This society does not care about you. It's letting in millions of foreign people, at least in Europe and America and all white countries across the world. They want practically to separate the people and let them fight each other out. What they're being programmed with the sheeple is that this is going to be one major happy party. That's going to be all holding together hands, or we'll go. If it's Syrian refugees, the Christian refugees of Syria, they're very much European. That's why practically the Israelis wanted them also out and practically murdered. That's why they're also fleeing. Assad is trying practically his best to hold control over the country, but the Americans have practically started also bombing practically Syria to support the rebels there. So this happened a couple of weeks ago. It was shown on Press TV. It all happens. And the parallel dimensions also exist. Negative entities and positive entities and even neutral entities can practically contact you and influence you, and this is then seen as a psychotic episode in psychiatry. Or if you hear voices of demons or angels, you're schizophrenic. Psychiatry defines all of this in certain terms to make it believe that the patient is practically all alone and has no outside influence. And I believe that you can be like the Ghostbusters, take one of those things and get the ghost away, and the patient then calms down. I believe it is possible to create a camera that can home in onto the other world and even make my succubi visible. This is all possible. The Imperial Germans are very advanced, and various contactees state that the ships, the ET ships that were shown to these people, worked on thought control. That the chip practically reads your thoughts and then it does what you want. Billy Meier, The Truth About the Pleiades, just Google that and read the book and watch the videos online. So very high technology will eventually interconnect with the thought stream of your mind. And it will be very important for the people to control their thought streams. In today's society, the people are kept in a hypnotic state and their minds are fed full of garbage coming out of Hollywood and all the shitty mass media the Zionists have to offer to us. It is horrible, disgusting and vile. Some beautiful things as well, but mostly crap. I don't look TV anymore. I rarely watch even an old Star Trek movie, but still I get sick of all the multiculturalist propaganda and all the stuff that they put into it. Atheistical, Darwinistic, views on society, whereas the future of the Imperial Germans, this picture right behind us, Imperial German Steel Zeppelin, an Andromeda Gerät, an Andromeda device. It works on anti-gravity and has a tachyon drive system. I made a video, the Imperial German survival myth, on this topic. So for me, parallel dimensions exist. Just imagine our all visible universe. It's huge. It is nearly practically infinite and unlimited. Yeah, it is so big you believe that you will never ever reach the end because there is no end. But nevertheless, I believe the universe is limited, pretty much as the Earth is limited. If you start on a point for quadrillions of light years, I don't know how big the universe is, you will start at the same point. That's how I believe that the outer sphere of the universe is built. Like a sphere. As above, so below. And this universe times 14 dimensions, at least according to the Vedas, 14 different frequency-based dimensions. This means that there are 14 versions of Earth existing at the same time in different frequencies. And this was the entire universe. Then you know how huge our universe is. And then you have to know that there are the fluidic realities that are created by thoughts, by our thoughts, by etheric thoughts, by God. They also exist. That is why we live in lucid dreaming, practically virtual worlds or real worlds, if it's an OBE or out-of-body experience as a projection. So I believe parallel realities exist. And sadly, the people of today have been so indoctrinated and programmed in all academic sciences that they do not longer listen to reason and thinking, to logic deduction of possibilities. I might not be 100% right on what I said in this video, nevertheless I hope that I came close to it. I admit that. Yeah, I wanted to make a video about parallel realities. Some people say that this universe is just one of many. It could be. The contacts of the Billy Meier stated that there was a parallel reality. Maybe it was a parallel dimension, and it seems that it's a different universe. I don't know, or it could be a different universe inhibiting a different space, suggesting that there are multiverses or multiple universes out there. Nevertheless, we can only view practically all other galaxies and quasars and black holes or black suns, etc., 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 for telescopes in space, and it all suggests that it is a spherical form with multiple densities. But I'm still learning as I go along, and you have to keep learning, keep going, because when the turning happens, people, everybody that knows the truth and has kept informing themselves will automatically get one of those leading positions in societies to guide the sheeple into illumination, into enlightenment. Yeah? That the people have to wake up. You're not going to put some brainwashed sheeple at the helm of a propaganda machine like your news channels. Just imagine CNN, but with the truth, with people who know the truth, under the control, under the people who know the truth, and with full support of the population, because they don't know what to think of, or are misguided, or are afraid, and need our guidance. And I believe without the Imperial Germans, that this nuclear war would have happened a long time ago. There is a book, The Third World War by Jan Udo Howley. Over 100 different seers and prophets are depicted in this book, depicting a coherent view on the future. A Third World War, an unavoidable Third World War. And the Imperial Germans here will save us from this horrific scenario the Zionist elites are planning for us. They're now hell-bent on destroying Europe by allowing millions of people to get into Europe, and they only show the Syrian refugees whom we should help. Yeah, at the border, not in our countries, at the border of Bulgaria. We should we should help Bulgaria close down the border and build camps there to receive the so-called refugees. but not allow them inside. We do not have enough jobs to support them all. We do not have enough food to support them all. And eventually, if this keeps on going, and millions and millions and millions cross the border, we will not have enough water to even give them. That is what they do to destroy practically a nation. Europe has to be destroyed, has to be weakened, and then the war with Russia has to be provoked. They cannot allow a monolithic, strong society to exist. Only China will be built up to be the major superpower in the new evil golden age. That's what the elite of our nations, the Zionist Jews, believe. That they are destined to rule over this earth as they were the masters of all slaves. And all slaves, all races across the world would be their slaves. It's even depicted in the Jewish Utopia. Just Google that, it's a book. And they want to make that a reality, but they will fail. That is what this symbol means. Dark age, the present dark age. Yeah? Black is the present dark age. V for the lightning strike of divine intervention of Vril, the Vril power. Coming from the center of Black Sun at the center of our galaxy comes this invisible power, or Vril Ilu energy. It's all Ilu energy. And purple for the new golden age. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video on parallel realities or parallel universes or frequency-based dimensions. And yeah, feel free to rate and comment and subscribe. Cheers!